¿Qué harías si un día te despertaras y descubrieras que eres el único que queda en tu oficina? Y no es como si fuera un día inhábil y a ti se te olvidara. ¿Seguirías las instrucciones de una voz misteriosa que te guía por los pasillos o te atreverías a explorar por tu cuenta y enfrentarte a las consecuencias? Prepárate para ser la marioneta de tu propia historia. ¿Jugaste a The Stanley Parable alguna vez? Pues sí, hace como 10 años, pero vamos a decirle que... sí. Introduce la hora actual. Son las 9:17 de la noche. Así es, no tengo tiempo en la mañana para hacer estos videos. Y pues ahora sí, ya saben que estamos jugando a The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Vamos a ver cómo nos va. Never is end, never is end, never is end, never is end. Ok. Alguien loco escribió esto. No sé si nos sirva para algo para la historia, pero bueno.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
427.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Era su trabajo soñado. Muy bien.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Perfecto, ya nos podemos mover, ya somos Stanley. No tengo pies, ¿ok? No importa, no pierdas la calma. Todo está bien. No entres en pánico, como que se mueve muy rápido esta madre, pero me voy a acostumbrar rápido. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Papeles que no me sirven para nada. Odio los lunes, perfecto, muy similar a lo que yo digo, a lo que yo hago, a lo que yo pienso, a lo que yo creo. ¿No se estarán escondiendo de mí estos cabrones?
All of his coworkers were gone. What could it mean?
Pues vamos a indagar a ver qué pasó. El Hitmondo dice, este güey me copió mi taza. Más papeles, el 231, yo que soy 427, va. 431... ¿Quién se echó un pedo? Ok. Aquí no hay nada. No puedo pasar por acá. Todas las
Stanley went
puertas.
around touching every little thing in the office.
Obviamente voy a tocar todo, pero
nor did it advance the story in any way.
Seguro. A mí no me vas a decir qué hacer. Yo soy el dueño de mis propias decisiones. Tengo libre albedrío. Este cabrón estaba... Ay, perdón. Si tenías un trabajo que no se había guardado, una disculpa, Compita 424. ¿Quién se echó un pedo? Ya conocido. La taza, no el pedo. Encontré un glitch. Perfecto. Sigue sonando, no encontré nada. No, falsa alarma, perdón. Tengo que asegurarme si alguna cosa se puede abrir o no. Realmente no puedo... fiarme de este narrador.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
El momento de la verdad. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? ¿Vamos a seguir sus instrucciones o vamos a hacer lo que se nos pegue la gana? Pero yo sé que lo que quieren es que yo le lleve a la contraria, así que no sé si voy a hacerlo, pero tengo ganas de hacerlo porque no me acuerdo qué pasa si le llevas la contraria. No sé qué voy a hacer. A la izquierda o a la derecha, a la izquierda o a la derecha. Vámonos a la derecha, me vale madre. Vamos a jugar esto bien.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire.
No, carnal. Lo que voy a hacer es ignorar todo lo que me dices. Ya estuvo bueno de que te esté siguiendo tus instrucciones, ¿no? 4B9. ¿Significará algo para el futuro? Fuel, combustible. Pues vamos a sentarnos un ratito, ¿no? No llevamos prisa. ¿O tienes triste?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room.
Que sí, vale
A
la
room
pena.
so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth.
Lo sé. Qué vida.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
¿Me estás culpando a mí? ¿Ahora te desquitas conmigo? No es así, padre. Yo tengo autoestima hasta las nubes. No es
Stanley
por
sat
mí.
around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No entiendo el mensaje. Aquí me puedo esperar, no sabes cuánta paciencia tengo. Creo que definitivamente ya no va a hablar. Vámonos. Coffee nut. No entendí qué significa eso. Algo de café nuez, no sé. Vámonos.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the
Ganaste
first open
esta
door on his
vez.
left to get back to business.
Ganaste esta vez, voz narradora.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Deja de insultarme, yo hago lo que puedo con las herramientas que tengo. Déjame en paz.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
A ver, ¿de quién me hablas? ¿De mi esposa? No vas a amenazar a mi esposa.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back
No sé
into
si tengo
your
esposa en
life.
realidad.
She's been waiting.
Ella está esperando. ¿Me está esperando a mí? ¿Qué es de mí? ¿Me quiere? Como que me da miedo entrar a este cuarto oscuro. No sé por qué no me da buenas vibras. Porque no se ve nada. Ok. A la madre.
That's her, Stanley.
¿Quién
You need
es?
to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Tengo curiosidad de saber quién es, pero no lo voy a hacer porque eso es lo que quiere que haga el narrador. No lo pienso hacer. Contesta tú si tanto quieres. Es más, pónmela aquí. Yo espero que me pongas ahí el teléfono aquí en el oído. Si desconecta esta madre.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him.
Pero no la
filling
atendí.
him not just with radiance, but with hope.
No.
Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
A huevo.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Ya ves.
You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
No te preocupes.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves
Yo, a ver
to
a mi
one
esposa.
another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible.
¿Te molesta
I
que sea
can't
más
believe
inteligente
it.
que tú?
How had I not noticed it sooner?
¿Qué?
You're not Stanley.
No.
You're a real person.
Me acabo de descubrir.
I can't believe I was so mistaken.
Nos han
This is
descubierto.
why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world
Ya me
decision
conoces ahora en el
Or
mundo
did you
real.
not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop
No,
the game
no,
for a
no,
moment
no,
so we
no.
can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
No te preocupes, yo
Please
ya lo sé.
observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Ok, un tutorial.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Ok, me toca practicar con ustedes.
Excellent.
No,
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside.
Gracias.
At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this
voy a poner
video.
a prueba lo que me acaban de enseñar. Dale, con todo.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Sí, voy para allá. Ya aprendí, no te preocupes, ya voy para allá, nada más que estoy descansando los pies. Vámonos. Bueno, ya. ¿Para qué lo intento si no me van a dejar? ¿Y ahora para dónde?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Y de nuevo a la oficina. ¿Es en serio?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Pues vamos a hacerle caso de una vez por todas. ¿Saben qué? Si ya me rindo, voy a hacerle caso, no importa. Él tiene la razón, él sabe su historia. Y yo voy a seguir sus instrucciones.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story
sí,
first.
no, yo lo entiendo.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Estoy de acuerdo contigo, sí, lo voy a hacer bien.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Claro que sí.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No. Aquí me quedo. Estoy bien pinche loco, ¿no? Aquí me quedo. No. Bueno, vamos. ¿Qué pasa si vuelvo a entrar? Ok, no pasa nada. Vámonos. ¿Y si intento abrir la puerta, me deja? No. Lo intenté. Pero pues bueno, ahora sí vamos a seguir la historia que quiere este baboso.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
Perdóname.
For what? What did you get out of
No sé,
that?
pensé
What
que
did
iba
you
a ser
think was so
divertido.
special about seeing the game undone, left here like
No
so
sé.
much garbage? It's worthless now.
Perdóneme.
And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it?
Pues yo
To know
creo que
that my
sí.
story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that?
No,
I
yo creo
can't
que ya no lo
erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down
No,
entirely?
no, no,
To
no, no,
willingly
no, no,
destroy
no, no.
all of my work?
No te
I
preocupes.
don't know.
Déjame aquí, yo lo arreglo.
What do I do? What do I... No, I
Hazme
have to.
caso.
I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No.
I have
No.
to.
No. Qué mamada. What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
No
It was the
todo,
only
en
thing in
realidad
the world
todavía
that
queda
was
un poco.
mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to
Sí,
see.
pensé que iba a ser gracioso.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a
Bueno,
damn
eres
good
ayer,
reason for
entonces
it.
no creo que...
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, no. My story.
No te preocupes, hermano, todo tiene
If
solución.
you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make
Perdón. No mames, ya man.
this behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Me
I'm
regresé
quite
aquí, no
sure
me
you'll be
regresé
up to
desde
the
el inicio.
task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Es que estoy loco.
When Stanley
gente.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Es que de verdad me encantaría hacerle caso. O sea, me encantaría hacerle caso, vatos. Simplemente no puedo estar en mi sangre. No puedo hacerle caso. No puedo.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
No
left.
voy a hacer eso. A ver quién se cansa primero. Yo no. Ok, eso fue bastante interesante y eso que ni siquiera llegué a completar ningún final del juego. Pero bueno, si quieren ver más de esto, vayan a mi canal, suscríbanse y voy a subir más videos así.